Okay, I want to talk a little bit about innovation in preparation for your Nike case at discussion. So for your Nike case discussion, you have three questions: what, why, and how. The what question is, what does innovation mean to Nike? Why are new products and innovation as well as a deep industry understanding important to Nike? That's the why. And the how question is, how does Nike identify the unmet needs of consumers and develop products that meet those needs at a reasonable cost? So in the case, I'm hoping that you familiarize yourself with product development practices, innovation, and the industry that Nike competes in, and grow your understanding of global business. I'll do that by sharing with you a little bit more about innovation now and Nike's role and process and how they develop new and innovative products. Let's begin. Innovation. In this video and in the non-narrated slides that I'll send you, there's a hyperlink to the Nike music shoe. I want you to watch that video because that gives you an example of how Nike did a partnership with Apple to help runners have a great running shoe and also listen to music at the same time. For those of you that are athletes, sometimes you need to run and practice and train, and often you like to have music to accompany you. And this was Nike's first big innovative partnership with Apple to bring both a great running shoe and a great musical experience to training and running. So please watch this hyperlink video on the music shoe in the version of my PowerPoint slide presentation that is not narrated. So innovation, what, why, and how. Let's begin with what is a product, a new product, an innovative product, or even an innovative partnership. Then let's look at why is innovation important and how does innovation and new product development work. In particular, let's look at how does it work at Nike and also consider, is there a dark side to innovation? Those are some of the questions I hope to answer in this narrated lecture. What is a product? A new product, an innovative product. Product is something that can be marketed to customers. It provides a benefit and satisfies a need. It provides real value to them so that they will exchange their hard-earned money for that product or service. And products and services, or goods, manufactured goods and services, are both tangible, like a sneaker, or intangible, like a hotel stay or a class lecture. So products come in different types, both manufactured goods and also services types. Tangible means you can touch it and feel it. Intangible is more you experience it. You can't touch it. You can't feel it. Types of product developments are often fall into four broad categories. A product that is new to the market, a product that is new to the company, a product that is an improvement in an existing product, or an extension of an existing product line. Products come in a variety of different types. Innovative products, companies, and partnerships include the Apple partnership with Nike on iPod for runners. It was called the Nike Free Run Plus, and I do encourage you to watch that video on my second slide. Nike and Apple announced a partnership targeting runners and iPod users. It's called Tune Your Run, and it uses the iPod to track data captured in the soles of the Nike running shoes. Many years ago, Toyota came out with a new product. It was called a Prius, and it allowed people not to just drive a fossil fuel car, but it was called a hybrid, and it included electricity. And that has spurred now more electric cars into the market. These are all examples of innovative products, companies, and partnerships. The innovative product collaboration that I mentioned between Nike and Apple was the iPod and the Nike shoe, and being able to track your data and listen to music when you run. When I say track your data, how many calories you're burning and things like that, or how far you've run. And this was a system that leverages the athletic legacy of the sports brand, Nike, and the technological and design mastery of the iPod from Apple to broaden both the solo and interactive experience of the sport of running. This was an innovative product collaboration. And Nike continues to lead with innovation. They've developed a new running shoe product, or a newer running shoe product called Flyknit, which is basically a second skin, but it's very flexible. And they've used it for running, and then they extended it into football as well as basketball. The Flyknit is a new innovation technology that Nike has scaled across their products and used in products around the world. So why are new and innovative products important? That's the big question. Why does it matter? Let's take a closer look. Well, sales from new products make a difference. Companies in the top third of their industries typically get 30% of all sales from new products. Companies in the bottom third get only about 10%. So the leaders in industry are often the ones that are innovating, not standing still. And innovation over the years has given Nike a competitive advantage. It's been recognized as one of the most innovative companies around the world. And the Nike Flyknit, or the Nike sock shoe, took 4 years of research and development. But now Nike has used that to scale, use this technology and use this new Flyknit material to scale across the products in different brands. So they use it for runners, they use it for soccer players. Soccer is the largest sport in the world. They use it for basketball, but they use it also across other key segments. Let's take a look. Nike, not too long ago, introduced the Flyknit technology into the Nike Flyknit sports bra. And this allowed Nike to better serve the women's market, which is half the population. So if you have a body, you're an athlete, and half of those athletes are women. And this is another way Nike has innovated across different continents, across genders, and across generations and sports. Innovation allows companies to survive the bad times and thrive during good times. If you don't innovate, you may risk extinction. Innovation is really, really, really important. Innovate to not only survive, but thrive. So how do companies develop new products, winning products, innovative products? How does it all work? Let's take a look at it in general, and then also let's look at Nike. The development process is a series of activities by which a product idea is transformed into a final product and brought to market. Let's look at the steps in the development process. Product development process is important, and there are always risks to be managed. There are trade-offs, time pressure, economics, but generally it might go something like this. Evaluate the opportunities and select the best product idea. Get feedback to refine the product concept. Make sure the product performs and appeals to consumers. Design with manufacturing in mind so that you can make the product and scale it. Build some test models or prototypes and see and get consumer feedback. Then, with that feedback, ramp up production and run market tests and launch the product. That typically or historically has been how companies design, and develop new products and services. How about Nike? In our last section, I talked about Mark Parker, the recently retired CEO from Nike. He came from a design background. He was a footwear designer, and he always advocated lead with innovation. So let's look at the product development process specifically at Nike and at the Innovation Kitchen. And this is a little bit longer video, but I want you to go back and watch this video so you can understand how new products are made and designed and developed at Nike. Please go back in the non-narrated version and click this link. I want to look at, too, possibly a dark side to product development and new products. McDonald's competes globally through innovation, and is innovation always good? So fast food is always innovating, and McDonald's is a brand that we know and love around the world. Let's take a closer look. Many years ago, McDonald's was highly criticized for their supersized meals. That is, you could get a bigger French fries, or a bigger sugary drink for just a little bit more money. So when you used to go to McDonald's, they would say, would you like to supersize that meal and get more fries and more sugary drink? And they even turned it into a movie. But McDonald's made a lot of money off of this, but there was a problem. Obesity in the US was growing at a very rapid pace. More people were eating fast food, and children had increased, obesity rates had increased by over 5% since 1970. And obesity in the US claims over 300,000 lives a year. So 15% of US children are obese, and it was costing the healthcare system close to $117 billion. This was a big problem, and McDonald's received a lot of bad publicity and press. And obesity is also growing outside of the US, in Africa, in the Middle East, in Latin America, even countries in East Asia and Europe and North America. So obesity continued to rise, and that was a big problem. So what about new products and innovations outside the US? Do these things affect us in Japan? Well, not too long ago, McDonald's in Japan had a Mega Mac campaign, and you'll see this periodically, where they would give, again, a large hamburger, a 4-patty hamburger with a large fries and maybe a drink or some additional items. So this Mega Mac campaign came under fire because in the US, McDonald's couldn't do this. It became illegal to force this on people. But in Japan, is it okay? Should McDonald's export that? The Mega Mac and obesity in Japan. Obesity is actually increasing among Japanese young people. And but McDonald's Japan is so delighted with the success of their limited Mega Mac 4-burger Big Mac that they decided to extend the period of availability. And sales of the Mega Mac had doubled, more than doubled than expected, with 3.32 million sold in just 4 days. So, if you're a business manager, what do? You're making a lot of money with the Mega Mac, but you're making people bigger and fatter. What do? Do you keep selling them and hit your target? Do you keep, or do you stop selling them because you don't want to kill off your customers? What should you do? These are challenges, and perhaps this is a dark side or something to consider when we think of innovation. Is something new and different always better? Maybe, maybe not. But that's what global business managers face around the world. So is McDonald's good or bad? Is McDonald's contributing to a solution, or is it part of the problem? Who is responsible? Is it the individual that buys the product? Is it the government that allows for companies to act in this manner? Is it the company themselves? Should they show more restraint? Who is responsible? Consider that when you think of new products and innovations. Okay, let's recap. We looked at what is a product, a new product, and an innovative product. Why is innovation important? How does innovation and new product development work? And how does it work at Nike? And is there a dark side to innovation? And we gave the example for McDonald's. Again, I want you, in preparation for next class, to focus on those reading the case and focus on those next questions of what does innovation mean to Nike? Why are new products and innovation as well as a deep industry understanding important to Nike? And how does Nike identify the unmet needs of consumers and develop products that meet those needs at a reasonable cost? We'll talk about innovation in class, and we'll also talk about your future and your next steps. Thanks for taking time to listen to this narrated lecture. Please watch the videos I mentioned in the non-narrated lecture and look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.